Welcome back to Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. We are at the ITU World Triathlon Championships in beautiful Chicago, right near the lakefront. We are brought to you by Epson, and we are airing on triathlete.com. Our next guest, a true legend, four-time Olympian, Mr. Hunter Kemper. How the heck are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I can't complain. It's great to be here in Chicago, one of the greatest cities here in the United States, and to be doing, I think the whole triathlon world's coming here this week, so I'm excited to be here. I just got in today.
For somebody who's been involved in this sport since the earth was cooling, since you were, 10-year-old Iron Kid national champion?
1986, yeah, 10 years old.
1986, you're 10 years old, and now we're talking...
39 now.
You're 39, let's see, 29 years later.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
It's a lot of
Can you believe you're still doing this?
You know, I can't really. I thought I'd be doing triathlons for a long time, but, you know, I've been very blessed to be in the sport for as long as I have and been healthy. And to go to the Olympic Games is where my passion is, and that's why we're back here in Chicago. But I love the sport of triathlon. I love the idea that it's very inclusive, our sport, you know?
Yes, it is.
It's come one, come all. We don't care who you are. You can do it as a lifestyle. You can do it until you look at Sister Madonna Buter. She's 80-some years old,
exactly.
and she's still going out and doing Ironmans. And so, I think ultimately, it's a way of life, and my kids are into it. I have an 8-year-old, my oldest. He's done about 5 or 6 races now.
Nice.
So he started when he was 6 years old. So it's something that we can do for the whole family, and I really enjoy the sport of triathlon. It's given me a lot.
We call it an equal opportunity abuser. This is the type. It doesn't matter if you're big or short, in a wheelchair, missing an arm, or if you're a 39-year-old guy who's been doing this forever.
That's right.
So after the last Olympics, and you've been the 4. After the last Olympics, did you feel like you had one more in you, or did you take a little time to reflect and go, I'm 35, maybe it's time? Because you've never been a guy to say, I'm doing the Olympic thing, then I'm moving the 70.3, then I'm moving the Ironman.
Right.
It's like twice the distance, half the money, I'm out.
That's exactly right. So I think after London, I definitely took a little time to kind of figure out where I was going to go. I wanted to go back on the non-drafting circuit. I wanted to go and win high V.
Yes.
That was a big thing for me. I mean, I want to win a race that's everyone else is trying to win, just like the Olympic Games, but also high V was the big money race at the time. And so I went more non-drafting. Didn't know if I was going to come back to the Olympic Games, but ultimately, I mean, that passion for wanting to go to the Olympics and those 5 rings is what drives me. And I'm back here again. It's been more of a difficult year for me. I think off and on with some injuries and some sickness here and there. But I mean, ultimately, it takes one race, and that's why I'm here in Chicago, and I'm excited about my chances. I feel like I can step up on big days. I know how to step up. I was able to do it in San Diego in 2012 in order to get into London.
Yes.
And hopefully I can do it here in Chicago. So I love racing on home soil. I mean, it doesn't get any better than racing in the U.S. in front of a U.S. crowd at the World Championships. It's the best there is.
Well, and when you talk about stepping up on big days, we were at that race in San Diego, 2012. You had been out for 8 months, and people don't realize how serious that elbow injury was. You were on IV drips. You kept infections. How tough was that, and how many different surgeries did you end up having on elbow? Yeah,
I had 6 surgeries on the elbow, an initial washout surgery, the main surgery, the second one, and then 4 post that, a couple, because I had it infected. I got a staph infection in it, which is not what you want to have.
No.
And so that can get really serious. It did for a while for me. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it back, and I crashed in 2011 in October and didn't race again until Mother's Day weekend in San Diego in 2012. I think my race number was like
8,1209.
74 out of 76. Like, I was the last guy to walk out there. It's not where you want to be. But I felt like I was very calm. I enjoyed the moment. I enjoyed the time that I was the fact that I was actually racing again. I was like, man, it just feels good to be out in the race course again, and an appreciation for that. And so when you have that kind of freedom when you race, I think you can race at your best, and I was able to do that day.
And you had all your kids there, right?
Yeah,
the whole family was there.
I did, and I have an addition since then. So
I
have four kids now, 3 boys and a girl.
Oh my God.
The oldest is 8, the youngest is 22 months. They'll all be here as well. So my wife is an amazing woman. She's flying out with all of them, all 4 kids on the airlines tomorrow. So if you're on her flight, look out for her.
We apologize ahead of time.
That's right. That's right. Help her out.
If you end up with Legos on your head, that's somebody else's problem.
That's right.
So, but that day, we're talking 8 months without racing. Usually, you'd obviously come back from an injury. You want a warm-up race.
Sure.
And how long was it when you realize, you know what, I'm just going to have to, I'm all in. I'm going to have to throw in all the chips on this one race?
I think it was probably sometime in March, a few months out, when I realized that with the staph infection setting me so far back that I needed every day of training. I couldn't actually afford a race to kind of taper down for an event, try to recover off an event, travel,
all that stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So I needed every single day, and I got up every morning and just appreciate every day and realized that I didn't have to make that day count.
Right.
And it was that carpe diem mentality of seizing the day each and every day before the trials race in San Diego. And what a great place to do it, at the birthplace of triathlon.
Yes.
I mean, it's where it all began for me. I'll never forget those memories. It was a special place. It was a special day for me, and hopefully I can recreate some of that magic here in Chicago in a few days' time.
And when you came off the bike that day, and again, nobody had a clue what type of shape you were in. We hadn't seen you race. There was no track record, which can be a negative, but for someone like you, sort of a positive. People don't know where you're at. But your confidence to be able to stay calm, even though you knew you had to finish top 9, right? Top
That's
9?
Right. Top 9.
Top
Yep.
9.
Yep.
And you certainly weren't top 9 off the bike.
No, I was probably like 35th starting the run in the high 30s. And I think ultimately I that was the whole game plan, was to kind of stay calm throughout the entire 10K.
Yeah.
10K is a long way, 6.2 miles. You can do a lot of damage in a 10-kilometer race. I think you always tell, as a coach, you always tell your athletes to try to back half it if you can,
Right.
try to descend. That's the best way to run a 10K. So, but in a lot of these ITU races, people get a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we run that first kilometer very fast. And as you get older, it's hard to get that fast going early. So I wanted to kind of ease on into it. I kind of, played it right, and I kept on building into the race and building into the run. And, my highest position was where I finished at the very end and finishing 5th. And, I lost to some pretty good guys. Richard Murray was in front of me. Jonathan Brownlee was in front of me. Yeah, I mean, Johnny won that day. So, I mean, there were some impressive guys that were there in front of me. And finishing 5th, it was the highest American finish in a long time for us and with the men. And so it was... I just kept on building through the race. And as you build and you're passing athletes, you gain a lot of confidence that way, too. You're not going the other direction. So you're like, oh, this is going well, this is going well, this is going well. And you keep on gaining confidence. And so for me, honestly, that'll be the same strategy I'll have on Saturday as well here in Chicago. I'll do the same exact thing. I want to build throughout the race, because that's kind of my only strategy, really. I mean, I can't really take it out with the fast guys, the younger guys, the more the fast twitch muscle guys. And so I want to kind of be stalking and then hopefully kind of build into it. It's top 8 for us this time, not top 9, one spot less. But
they figure it's too easy for you last
time.
That's right.
That's
right.
We'll get top 8.
Yeah.
And for the girls, I mean, goodness, that's probably way too easy. But their spots are already taken. Gwen's already taken care of business, and so is Sarah True. I mean, our girls team is amazing, and I'm sure you've talked to some of them and Katie Zafaris. I mean, what she's going to have to do next spring. But I mean, we got 3 best girls in the world.
Exactly.
It's amazing stuff, and I'm glad that the sport of triathlon is really elevated in Chicago. It's a witness some amazing athletes here this weekend.
So with Simon Whitfield retiring, I don't think there's any triathlete who has an opportunity to go to 5 Olympics. Correct?
That's correct.
Except you.
I'd be the only one. Yeah. I remind him every day.
Yeah,
he's got a gold and silver medal. That's just something to behold. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You got a 7th.
I got a 7th. That's right. I was 7th in Beijing. I was 9th in Athens. So I mean, the Olympics are so hard, right? Because it's a one-day final. You got to roll up out of bed that day and be like, today's my day. Right. I got to perform, and you got to seize the moment. And for me in Beijing, when I got 7th, that was a big deal. I was dealing with a sports hernia going in. I wasn't necessarily the ideal and healthy. And just think about how hard it is. We got one of the best athletes in the world, Javier Gomez, right? Going to win 5. He's going to go for his 5th. He's going to go for his 5th world title, and he hasn't won a gold yet.
No.
I mean, he got 4th in Beijing, silver to Alistair in London. I mean, are you kidding me? He's the best athlete on the planet as far as distance-wise.
Everything.
And what he can
70.3. It doesn't matter. And
I'm saying for those Ironman athletes, for Dino and all the young guys as well, when he moves along after Rio, look out, right? I mean, he's going to be, I think, pretty impressive, I believe.
I was talking to some folks the other day, and they're like, when Hunter steps up to 70.3, he is going to be really tough because he doesn't really have to do that much more training.
No.
Right? It's just a matter of a little eating and drinking along the way. But you have no interest.
I don't really have much of an interest, to be honest with you.
That's a long way.
It is. You still got to ride. And these guys are riding their bikes really fast now.
Are.
On the 7.3s, I mean, they're riding their bikes as if...
202.
204.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fast. I mean, I like to say that I can go in there and mix it with those guys, and I think I could. But ultimately for me, it's a passion for non-draft Olympic. It's a passion for Olympic distance, and I love it. And hopefully I can go back to Rio and make it one more games. And then 2017, I think I might go one more year, try some non-draft stuff, try some half Ironman stuff, and see what it's all about.
Oh, you heard it here first.
That's right.
Hunter Kemper stepping up.
70.3.
Yeah,
it's not a very big step up.
That's a big step up.
Yeah.
And for you, that's a big step up. You're going from a sub 2 hours to like 4 something.
I've got to take some gels and actually do some nutrition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if and when you come across a line here and 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, any of those are good, and you firm up a 5th Olympic team, what would it mean to you?
Yeah, it would mean everything. This year has been a tough year for me and my family. I've got, like I said, I've got 4 kids. It's just, it's hard. My life is so different. If you were to walk into my world and what it looks like training-wise and recovery-wise, it's so different than someone else like a Joe Malloy or like a Jared Shoemaker or like the other guys that Jared's married, but some of these guys that are, that are single and just, that's where I was, right? It's easy to overtrain. I don't overtrain anymore. I can't. I don't have time. So, but it would mean so much. It would mean a validation of all the hard work that I put in this past year, and I don't think I've been able to show it so far in my results, but it would mean a lot. And I think I would owe a lot to my wife, who's been doing so much for our family. I feel like taking the charge. When I come home on a long run, I just want to lay on the couch. Right. And my 8-year-old's like,
let's play, Dad, you're home.
Let's play basketball. You're home. Let's go out and play a game, and it's hard for me to do that. Yeah. And I look like I'm capable of doing it, right?
Of course.
I look like I should be able to do it, but I'm just exhausted. So I want to, I think in the end, it's taken a toll on the family in certain ways, and an Olympic dream, an Olympic push does that when you have 4 kids, and so it would be a big validation, and I would love to do it here in Chicago. But if it doesn't happen, there's another race next spring in Australia. We'll probably end up doing the Gold Coast. They haven't selected the event yet for USA Triathlon, has it? But they'll probably end up being the Gold Coast race, and
go for it there.
The journey will continue. So it is definitely want to get top 8, but if it doesn't happen, then hopefully there's other chances along the way. But this will be my last race of this season.
Yes.
I'll finish it here, and then I'll go on a little holiday back up to Grand Rapids and over to Michigan to visit my wife's family for a little bit.
Love it. Hunter, thanks for everything you've done for the sport. Really, you've been instrumental in the growth and the acceptance of the ITU format in the U.S., because a lot of us were skeptical of a draft legal format. A lot of us old polar bears, we were like, oh my God, what are you drafting? That's just. But you being as good as you were, then we had to look at it, and we're gonna go, okay, wait a second, this guy is kicking everybody's butt, not just at that draft legal, but at the non-draft.
That's
he's going to Lifetime. He's going to Hy-Vee. He's knocking everybody off there too. So these guys are legitimate.
That's the thing. I feel like sometimes the draft legal guys get a bad rap that we can't ride our bikes and when to do that. But I feel like I think Chris McCormack kind of paved the way as he tried to qualify for London. The same thing, right? I mean, I think he brought a spotlight to the sport that I thought was very impressive in what he did, and highlighting and say, hey, these guys are pretty amazing athletes, what we do, and I think it is, and I want to go to the non-draft world and say, hey, I can ride my bike too. I can go to Hy-Vee and roll it out and do very well too. I think one of my greatest results was finishing second to Javier Gomez in 2013 at Hy-Vee when I lost by 11 seconds. I mean, I had my greatest race, and at 8 kilometers, he comes past me on the run, and I thought maybe I had nothing left, but I mean, to lose to someone that talented is pretty impressive. So I mean, I also appreciate you, Bob, and what you've done. The fact that you're here and you brought Breakfast with Bob, here to Chicago, it means a lot, and I think it's done a lot for the sport. And I'm really excited that you're here and covering the races and being it. Man. And I'd love to someday, hopefully, go out to Kona and actually watch. I've never been out there.
Oh, you gotta come watch it.
I know. I want to be a part of it. I want to see it, and I watch your episodes all the time. I see you there. See you there with the little
ukulele.
The ukulele at the
Honcho
background.
Man.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I feel like I get a good sense of what's going on through your interviews, and it's kind of a stepping stone. You've made it in the sport when you do Breakfast with Bob there out in Kona, and it's hopefully here in Chicago I can say the same thing after I do well here in a few days' time.
I remember bringing McKeely over to Kona for the first time, and at that point she was an Olympic gal. I'm not doing anything longer than Olympic.
Right.
And Mark Allen won. And he's on a stretcher, his body's quivering, his feet are all bloody, and she just looks at me and goes, he just won. He just won the race. They're taking him on a stretcher to the medical tent.
What's everybody else look like?
No effing way I am ever doing this stupid thing.
She is amazing. That girl is absolutely amazing. And she's here in Chicago too, McKillie is, right?
She's pacing
She's
Katie
pacing,
Kelly.
Yeah, a blind athlete.
Yep, that sounds
that's awesome. I mean, I
Love
think
it.
she's on her way to hopefully to Rio as well. So, I mean, McKillie has done amazing things with the sport too. And I just I love the sport. I want to get back to it. I want to continue to be involved in the sport when I'm retired, and we'll see where it goes.
Love it. Hunter Kemper has been our guest. Always a class act. Again, this is Breakfast with Bob. This is our World Championship edition from the ITU World Championships here in beautiful Chicago. We are brought to you by Epson, and you can check us out at triathlete.com. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back.